Nothing But the Words, episode number 104, The Real Benefit of Your Book.
What if it's possible to finally write the book that's been on your mind for months or even years? Welcome to Nothing But the Words, the podcast that gives you tips, insights, and practical advice to write a transformative book in spite of all your doubts and fears. Writing a successful book isn't just for the lucky few. You can do it too with the right coach on your side. Now here's your host, your book coach, Candace L. Davis.
Hey there and welcome to Nothing But the Words. I'm your book coach, Candace L. Davis. This is my last week to invite you to the virtual writing retreat hosted by yours truly in my Zoom room next Sunday, September 11th. Now, this is going to be a phenomenal opportunity to give your book your undivided attention and get some real writing done. And I'll be there to coach you and answer your questions if you get stuck. Check it out at CandaceLDavis.com/retreat. And don't talk yourself out of it because you think it will be too expensive. It is not. It's just $97. And members of my group coaching experience, Authors Ignited, can attend at no charge as a benefit of membership. So if you are already in Authors Ignited, check your email. You will find a special link in there for you to sign up free of charge. If you're not in the group coaching experience, go to CandaceLDavis.com/retreat and check out the retreat for yourself. So let's talk about the real benefit of your book. That is our topic for today. Years ago, I started a mastermind group for women, mostly entrepreneurs, with my good friend and brilliant author coach, Anita Henderson, and another super smart friend of ours. Now, before you get to wondering, I asked Anita if I could use her name, and she gave me the go-ahead. So, not just putting names out there. And it's actually a story that really shows how special her way of thinking is. So, we launched a peer-hosted mastermind. So that means not any one person in charge, all of us showing up as peers to manage the group, and to make sure we stay on track and to give each other feedback. And since my neighborhood was centrally located, we met at my house. At each meeting, 3 women, I think it was, my memory is not that good, got their moment on the hot seat. And during that time, we would all help them with their big business and career ideas, projects, and goals. I really love masterminding, and I have been in masterminds ever since then. Well, periodically, we also invited in guest coaches. And one of those coaches challenged us to think about our why. Now, to be honest with you, this was years ago, and I was already tired of people asking me about my why. Of course, purpose is important, but I was locked in on my why. I was looking for some strategy, sir. I did not invite you here to hear fluff. Hey, we want what we want, right? So during this conversation, Mr. Business Coach, who actually did share some good information, and I don't remember his name, but even if I did, I would not share it. He shared some good information, and then he asked us what we ultimately wanted to do with our lives. What were we working so hard for? What were we trying to get to? Well, Anita, with her usual transparency, responded that she was looking forward to traveling even more with her husband. They have a travel blog. They travel together a lot, and she wanted to do even more of that. And I think he might actually have been her fiance at that point, but at any rate, that's what she wanted. Mr. Coach asked her, but why do you want to travel? Do you want to dig wells for people? Do you want to help the poor? How's your traveling going to bless people? And Anita looked him dead in the eye and said, I bless people with my presence. If you could have seen the look on Mr. Coach's face, he looked like somebody had slapped him. But Anita was serious. Now, if you know her, you know that Anita takes incredibly good care of her clients. She's thoughtful and considerate with her family and her friends and the contractors who work for her or with her. And she has done plenty of her own volunteering and giving back. Anita and I offer very similar services, but rather than treating each other like competition, we look for ways to grow and win together, and we have. I say all this to say Anita is anything but a selfish person. But she said what she said. She blesses people with her presence, sir. That whole exchange just tickled us so much. We still talk about it Years later, I don't know if he was tickled, but we were tickled. And we both agreed that she was spot on. And we're so serious when we say that. Now, put aside how her travel contributes to local economies and helps people keep the jobs that put food on their table. She blesses people with her presence in the cross-cultural exchange that happens when she travels to distant lands. She blesses people with her presence when she shows up with her abundant mindset and acts accordingly. She blesses people with her presence when she treats them with kindness and respect, and when she gets into conversations that allow her to share her knowledge and her wisdom and her ideas, and when she's open to receiving the same from them. Anita blesses people with her presence in ways I don't even know about, and so do I, and so, my friend, do you. You bless people with your presence. Hear that, let it sink in. Now, the point here for authors and future authors is that your book is an extension of you. And as such, it too blesses people with your presence. Your book is a way for you to expand and amplify your reach so you touch that many more people. It doesn't matter what kind of book you're writing, memoir, novel, how-to, graphic novel, whatever. It doesn't matter. When you pour your relevant knowledge and insights into that book, you create an opportunity to bless people with your presence from afar. When you tell your story from a place of generosity, right, not just to get, but to give, you give people the gift of you. If this doesn't quite ring true to you yet, if you kind of just don't get it, let me ask you a question or a few questions. Has a book ever changed your life? It doesn't matter in ways big or small. Has a book ever changed your life? Has a book ever made you feel like you weren't alone, someone could relate, or given you just the information you needed to accomplish a goal? Have you ever solved a problem because of what you read in a book? Has a book ever entertained you or allowed you to escape the world around you when you really needed to escape, or made you see your life in a new way so that you shifted your thinking in a way that was transformative for you? If you're a reader, I'm going to guess the answer is yes, even if you don't read a lot. And if so, those books blessed you with the author's presence. Listen, when Anita first said, I bless people with my presence, I could believe it for her, but in that moment, I didn't really believe it about myself. In all honesty, it took me some time to recognize the many ways my own unique genius manifests itself. But once I got it, I got it. And I can see it in every client I coach as they write their books. They don't always see it for themselves, especially when it comes to capturing that genius on the page, but it's my job as a coach to help them recognize it and to hold that belief for them until they're ready to hold it for themselves. When you think about your book and when you sit down to write, remember your book is a way for you to bless people with your presence. It's a way for people who will never get to talk to you one-on-one to benefit from your presence in this world. So give them that opportunity. Go ahead and write your book, release it to the world, and allow the world to be blessed by your presence. That's all for this week's episode, friends. If you're ready to take that step and start writing your book, or if you're somewhere in the middle and you just need to get back to it, I hope to see you on Sunday, September the 11th at the virtual writing retreat. You do not have to do it all on your own. You don't have to sit there staring at the blank page and wondering what to write next. Join a small group of authors and me, and let's do it together. Find out more at CandiceLDavis.com/retreat. Thanks for listening to Nothing But the Words. I'm your book coach, Candice L. Davis, and I'll see you next time.